Welcome back to Torah Tuesday. I'm Cantor Seth Warner, and it's a pleasure to be back with you to share just a few minutes about our Torah portion this week. We're starting a new book of Torah this week, the book of Numbers. And the first book in the book of Numbers is Parashat Bamidbar. Bamidbar is also the Hebrew equivalent of what we call the book of Numbers. However, Bamidbar means in the desert, and Numbers, of course you know what Numbers means. They have nothing to do with each other. In the book of Numbers, the very first portion that we read this week does have something to do with numbers. It's all about the census. God commands Moses and Aaron to take a census of all of the tribes of Israel. And this goes on for many, many paragraphs in the Torah. And at the end, comes up with over 600,000. Now, there are lots of debates on whether or not that 600,000 is a real or somehow fictional figure, but it doesn't matter. God commanded Moses and Aaron to allow each Israelite to stand up for him or herself. Now, for this reason, it was to create a record of society, also to know how many people were eligible to be in an armed force, for example, how many people were eligible to be elders and leaders. And so, setting that aside for a minute, the over 600,000 people were all given their own individuality in a very beautiful and special way. The same is true in the year 2020, just as our Constitution of the United States tells us that every 10 years, the United States, creates a census. It counts the people. And through that counting, for the next 10 years, we will be governed by the numbers that are reported, the numbers that tell our federal government how many representatives each of us has, each state, and then using that information, each county and municipality. This information, both thousands of years ago and now, is really powerful. But it's only powerful if we do something with it. For it's one thing to be counted, but it's another to be counted on. When we're counted, fine. It's on the paper, it's done. When we're counted on in a census, we're saying, yes, I am who I am, and I am ready to be counted. And I'm ready to be counted on. For the people, much like us, several times throughout our history, who we couldn't speak for ourselves. We couldn't be counted because whatever government told us we weren't worthy of being counted. We now need to speak for those people. We now need to stand up and say, here I am. Not only am I who I am and my family is who my family is, but since we're being counted, we are also going to use our voice to raise up the voice of those who fear being counted, those who fear that their existence doesn't matter, those who have no voice. When we do that, we bring this world into a much better place, just as our prayer book suggests with Aleinu. Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol. It is on us to bring about the majesty of God's reign. It's on us to see to it that not only are we counted, but that those who are afraid to be counted can either be counted if they want, or have us to help them be counted. For us to have their voice be heard through ours. In this series, in this period of counting, we're counting the days between the end of Pesach and Shavuot. the Omer. We're counting the days that we're in quarantine. We're counting the days maybe until our birthday. Let us also number our days so that each day that we live, we are counted and we are counted on by those who depend on us, those we know and those we don't. Have a great week.